What's going on, Hodlers? Welcome back to another episode. Today we're going to be looking at trends, ebbs and flows. Now, it's important to understand, even though I'm talking about chart analysis here, this happens in real life. Time goes on an ebb and flow. Time is consistently on a cycle of ups and downs. You might even notice this about how your general day goes. Day starts in the morning, ends at night. General ups and downs. And even moods, tides, and price charts. So, a lot to digest there. If you do like this content, go ahead and give me a like and subscribe to the channel for more crypto news and content. Also, thank you to BitBuy for sponsoring these videos. They are here for every TA Tuesday, and that's no different here. So if you did want to sign up and earn a $20 bonus when you do sign up for BitBuy, the safest exchange in Canada, you can go ahead and click on the link in the description down below. I also receive a reward, so you're helping the channel when you make your first deposit. All right, let's get into it. So I first wanted to go over general ebbs and flows. Now, we have what's called the Bollinger Band here to kind of represent something. We're looking at the 24-hour time frame on Ethereum and Bitcoin. Now, the reason why I did this is to articulate ebbs and flows and articulate how trends can work and to give you an understanding of how that'll work now and why the Bitcoin drop today isn't actually that big of a deal. So you can see here we go continuously up, right? And obviously we see that we go on a continuous uptrend, but you can see in these little areas that we have some red candles. But we see the general trend going up. Now we are hitting the top of the Bollinger Band, which can be risky if you're taking short-term trades on the top of the Bollinger Band or the bottom when we're riding up like this. Typically, you want to wait to see exactly what's going to happen with the decision making. You want to maybe use the MACD to make some other determining factors. But you can see here on the daily chart, we did go up onto the top of the Bollinger Band, ride the Bollinger Band for quite a while, and then finally have a trend reversal. Usually, when we hit the top of the Bollinger Band or hit the bottom of the Bollinger Band, we'll get a trend reversal. Doesn't always happen with the Bollinger Band. Also happens with areas of resistance or areas of support, whatever it may be. But the Bollinger Band just has a 67% win rate, so it's easier for me to articulate this to you guys on the Bollinger Band. So once we hit the bottom of the Bollinger Band, so we go on a downwards trend, hit the bottom of the Bollinger Band, we then go on another upwards trend, continued by a downwards trend, onto an upwards trend, onto a downwards trend. Some of them are bigger than others, so I can't really predict whether or not it's going to be bigger. And again, once we get to the bottom of the Bollinger Band or close to, we might get that trend reversal and go back up into the green. Again, ebbs and flows. You find that this is fascinating when you look into it. Then when you look into other time frames, instead of the, say, 24-hour, if we look at the 2-hour, we see the same type of deal. Again, ebbs and flows at a smaller time frame. So we're not looking at the daily chart anymore. We're looking at the 4-hour chart. So again, we have those ebbs and flows. We get the ups and then the downs, ups, downs, ups, downs. Again, I know this seems very trivial to some people, but this is a good concept to understand, especially when we go into talking about what we're talking about today. Again, if we go down to the 2-hour time frame, we're going to have that same ebb and flow. So it's important to use your indicators, whether that be the MACD, whether that be the Bollinger Band, volumes, or whatever other indicator you're using to identify exactly what the trend is going to be or when it's going to reverse. And again, if it continuously keeps riding the Bollinger Band, like how it is on the steep capitulation, if it keeps riding the Bollinger Band like that, I wouldn't make any short-term trades. But obviously, eventually, at some point, it's got to bottom out and then go back up to the top. And then again, top of the Bollinger Band starts to go down. Bottom of the Bollinger Band starts to go up, right? So that's basically how you look at trends, and I'm just using the Bollinger Band to highlight that. In terms of Bitcoin right now, Bitcoin is currently sitting at 55,063. It's really not a big deal what Bitcoin is right now. Now, the reason why I say that is because Bitcoin is above our 52,000 mark, which I've stated a number of times on the channel, that this would be a big mode of resistance to get into another bull market. We do see that we got rejected just above the 52,000 here on this candle. We did get a massive rejection going back down into another accumulation phase before October hit. Once October hit, we shot up with a lot of conviction. And I said, as long as we get above 52,000 with some sort of conviction, we can be bullish again. Now, if you look at it from the ebb and flow standpoint, and if we look at the daily chart here, we do see those ebbs and flows. Now, we saw this here before, ebb, flow, and we see this. So we then go through a considerable drop down when we broke below $52,000. We got very, very fuddish with a lot of the bad news. Elon Musk was was tweeting at this point, and all that other really nasty news accumulation of bad FUD came out during that time. We saw Bitcoin drop into what I would like to call an accumulation phase. Even I was buying Bitcoin on a dollar cost average, not a lot, but a little bit. The reason why is because smart money was buying Bitcoin, and I've been screaming from the rooftops that we're going to a supply shortage. We're going to a supply shock for both Bitcoin and Ethereum. And Bitcoin is consistently moving from short-term holders to long-term holders. So now long-term money is holding Bitcoin. And that's going to be bullish for both the short-term and the long-term of Bitcoin. So right now, Bitcoin is currently going down. So let's zoom in a little bit and take a look at the 4-hour time frame. Again, here you go. We have the ebbs and flows that we're looking at. Again, ebbs going up, going down, up, down, up, down. And we're going to consistently get this over and over and over. Crypto and charts cannot always go up. That does not actually happen. Stocks, everything has to go down at some point, but things will generally trend up, right? So Bitcoin will over time trend to a higher price. Stocks will over time trend to a higher price, but that doesn't mean that they're not subject to ebbs and flows. Even if we go down to say the 30-minute time frame, you still see these same ebbs and flows. If you look at it, you have the ups and you have the downs, right? So up, down, and we consistently have that throughout the chart. Then again, even if we go down to the 1-minute time frames, down to the minute, we again get those ebbs and flows, whether we go up or down and up and down. So your job is just to understand whether or not we're going down because of something fundamentally with the asset, or if it's just simply a trend that we just got to wait it out. So going back into perspective of, say, the 1-hour time frame chart, again, we're just looking at ebbs and flows here. This is all ripples on the ocean. This tide's coming in and out. I don't see anything particularly that's going to bring us below our 52,000. I don't see anything that's going to cancel this run. I do think that we still have a lot to go for Bitcoin, and I don't think we're quite out of the woods just yet to get to that $75,000, $100,000, $150,000 Bitcoin, but I do think it'll eventually come. But I personally wouldn't be looking at selling at these levels. Most likely I'll be waiting for Bitcoin to hit roughly until the $85,000 to $95,000 range before I even start taking profits out of Bitcoin. And the reason why I say that is because my price target for Bitcoin is 150K. So I want to be sure that I'm taking profits a little bit early and dynamically dollar cost averaging out until it gets to my price target. Now, what I mean by dynamic dollar cost average is typically taking a percentage amount of Bitcoin and cashing it into USD every couple of days or every day and not thinking about anything else other than the interval of time. But if the price is up, take a little bit more. If the price is down, take a little bit less. Now, chart analysis is just understanding trends and understanding how those trends could impact future prices. And when you look at it in such simplistic terms, you understand how easy chart analysis can be. Because really you're just looking at things that have happened in the past and seeing if that is something that can be mimicked in the future. That's it for me. Hopefully this video kind of helped you understand more trends and understand that, we're not in any big concern for Bitcoin. If you're a Canadian and you want to get signed up for BitBuy, they have great security. They're one of the safest exchanges in Canada. You can go ahead and click on the link down in the description below. You'll get a sign up bonus when you make a deposit, and it also supports the channel when you get a bonus. Hopefully this video finds you well, and hopefully you've been holding through this whole kind of kerfuffle that we had to go through with our downward trend. But hey, the bull market's back on. All right, everyone, happy hodling.